The fall of Jericho, the walls that came tumbling down. In the scorching heat of the desert, a great city stood proudly on a hilltop, Jericho. This ancient fortress, with its towering walls of stone, seemed impregnable. Its people, confident in their strength, believed no one could defeat them. But they didn't know that the Israelites were coming with a power much greater than mere soldiers and weapons. Joshua, the leader of the Israelites, had received divine instructions. They were to march around the city once a day for 6 days, in complete silence, and on the 7th day, they would circle the city 7 times. On the final lap, the priests would blow their trumpets, and the Israelites would give a mighty shout. It was a strange command, one that defied logic, but it was one the Israelites obeyed faithfully. The people of Jericho watched in confusion and growing amusement as the Israelites circled their city. Each day, the sound of trumpets echoed, but nothing else seemed to happen. The Israelites kept their silence, and Jericho's defenders mocked them, thinking they were simply waiting for an attack that would never come. Then, on the 7th day, everything changed. As the Israelites walked around Jericho for the final time, the priests blew their trumpets in a thunderous blast, and the people of Israel let out a triumphant shout that echoed through the valley. For a moment, it seemed as though time stood still. The ground trembled beneath their feet, and the air was thick with anticipation. Suddenly, the unthinkable happened. The walls of Jericho began to shake violently. Cracks appeared in the stone, and the once impenetrable fortress started to crumble. The mighty walls, which had stood for centuries, were coming down, piece by piece. The air was filled with the sound of crashing stone and dust. In mere moments, the walls that had guarded the city for so long collapsed completely, leaving a path wide open for the Israelites to march in. Their army, ready to charge, surged forward through the rubble, their spirits high, believing they were following a divine command. With the walls fallen, the city of Jericho was no longer a fortress but a fallen kingdom. The Israelites, armed with nothing more than faith and the sound of trumpets, had defeated the seemingly invincible city. It was a victory not achieved by might but by obedience to a higher power. As the dust settled, the people of Jericho were left in shock and disbelief. The walls that had once stood so tall were now nothing but rubble. The Israelites, led by Joshua and guided by divine intervention, had proven that no fortress, no matter how strong, was beyond the reach of faith. The story of Jericho's fall spread far and wide, a testimony to the power of faith, obedience, and the belief that nothing is impossible when you follow a higher calling. This powerful tale of divine triumph over the mighty walls of Jericho not only highlights the strength of faith but also serves as a reminder that sometimes, the most extraordinary victories come from trusting in something greater than ourselves. The image of the massive stone walls collapsing, as the Israelites charged triumphantly through the rubble, will stay with your audience long after the story ends.